It's
There she
Matt.
is.
There she is.
Sorry, I had trouble logging in. So how are you guys doing?
Hi.
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 It's great to see all of you.
Hi.
Oh, and Chris joined us too. Okay. So let's go ahead and just say it sounded like you guys were introducing yourself, but go ahead and just share one thing you're excited about for next month, and kind of tie it into bookings, and then one thing you want to work on for next month, and then we'll jump into our call. So who wants to
I'm going to
start?
go first. I'll
Yeah.
start. I'm excited that the Girl Pan is on special, which is going to directly tie into my bookings. And I am working on getting more live parties for next month, not virtual parties.
Okay. Love it. Okay. Who's next?
I'll go. I about the product line, and I'm gonna try to use that to keep cooking.
Awesome. And what new product are you most excited about, Maddie?
I'm excited about the outdoor grill.
The indoor-outdoor grill. Awesome. Okay. Okay. And do you have it, or are you getting it?
I'm gonna try to get it.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. And then who's next?
I agree with the other two, the indoor-outdoor grill.
Okay. You mentioned that on our call yesterday, too. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then what's something you want to work on for next month?
Possibly use that and the crock pot to help me get more bookings.
Okay. Awesome. Love it. And then Chris, what about you? Can you be next?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. The questions were, what am I most excited about and what I want to work on next month?
Yes.
I want to work on getting any kind of booking next month. That would be nice. And the product I'm most excited about would probably be the crock pot base.
Okay. Awesome. And so how do you want to tie that into getting a booking for next month if that's your biggest goal?
Well, I have a couple of people who are already owners of the Rock Crocs, and they love them. And I have a couple, so I really think I could talk that up and say, you know, if you want to make a roast or something, you can brown it in the pan on the stove and then put it on the crock pot base and leave it for the rest of the day. So I'm kind of excited about that. I think there's a lot of people who are interested in the Rock Crock, but it's really expensive. So I think there's a set with the Rock Crock and the base.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Love it. And then Angela, what about you? You're going back and forth from mute to unmute.
Hello.
I can hear you now.
Okay, awesome. I'm super excited for March. Oh my goodness, the new catalog! Wow. I agree that the Rock Rock set is going to be huge because you can basically get the slow cooker stand and the grill stone for the same price as just the Rock Rock. When you host, which is huge. And also people are going to be ecstatic to learn about the grill and what it can do and how I'm going to be a grill guru before you know it.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. And so we're going to talk about today's bookings, and a lot of you have already done the launch list with me. So we'll just go ahead. I'm going to show you where we're at, and then we'll go ahead and just do a quick recap and then go from there. So we're still in the My Recipe for Success, and this is your go-to guide for your entire business. Even as a brand new consultant, most of you are still in your first 90 days, but even in your first year or two, you're going to refer back to this. So we'll talk a little bit about getting bookings, and we'll tie it back in specifically to the new catalog and the new products. And then you always want to go back to your launch list and see who is on there that you've talked to, who was a yes already, so who's already done a party with you, who was an absolute no, and you can go ahead and cross them off. If they never ever wanted to do a party or buy Pampered Chef or have anything to do with Pampered Chef, you can cross them off. But you also want to go back and always be adding to your list. Okay, you should be able to go back through and think, okay, well, maybe I met some new people, or my life changed, or we've moved and we've got different neighbors. So you want to be adding to this list. And then what I find, because we've got our 6 Weeks for Success group too, and those are more seasoned consultants that have been in business a little bit longer. And some of these names on the list have turned into their chicken list. And what that means is people that you've written down, but then you've chickened out on talking to them about Pampered Chef. So that's going to be another part of growing your business, getting those bookings when you don't have them, is coming up with ways to contact those people on your chicken list and talking to them, because the worst that can happen is you'll get a no. And I know I've talked about this with some of you, but it's always good to remind yourself, for every 10 people that you talk to, you typically get 1 booking. So how many bookings do you want for next month? Do you want 2? Do you want 4? Do you want 10? And how many people do you have to talk to? You'd have to talk to 20, 40, 100 to get your calendar where you want it. So it's just a numbers game, and you want to be tracking your numbers. Sometimes it feels like, okay, I need bookings and I've talked to some people. Well, did you talk to 2 people or 10 people? Because that's going to be really telling on how many bookings you're getting. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then remember that a no is not personal. And again, I feel like this bears repeating. So if you've already heard it, just think again. Some people, when you ask them, do you want to have a party? Do you want to do a workshop with me? Are you interested in the Rock Crock? The answer will be, oh my gosh, yes, I would love to get the Rock Crock, or I'd love to have a party. It'll be so much fun, and I can have my friends over, and we'll have food and drink, or even put it to the virtual parties. Sure, that would be so much fun. We can hang out on Facebook, and we'll learn new recipes, and we'll talk about the products. And then some people, when you ask them, are going to think, oh my gosh, it would be so much work, and I have to clean my house, and my husband would be aggravated. And the same with virtual, oh my gosh, I'd have to invite people, and I'd have to be on Facebook more than I already am. And so it's not about you. And when somebody says no, ask them if it's a no, not now, or a no, not ever, because there's a huge difference. And as you work with people, you'll start to be able to tell a little bit more just by the tone of their voice too, or if you're talking to them face to face, by their expression as well. But just ask. A no, not now is completely different than a no, not ever. And if it's not ever, that's fine. Don't contact them again. But a no, not now, the next thing you would want to ask is, when do you want to hear from me again? When would be a better time? And a lot of times you'll find out a little bit more about that person, why now isn't a good time. It might be something their kids are involved in, or there might be somebody in their family that's sick. And take notes about that. That way you can, when you follow back up, you can ask them how that person's doing, or, if the person in their family is less busy, that kind of thing.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you have like scripts for asking a person to follow by, especially for like new consultants?
Yes, and I know you don't have your kit yet, so you can look on Consultants Corner, but there are actually scripts in the book. So that's what the book we talked about, grabbing out as soon as your kit gets there. Do you know when it's going to be delivered yet?
I don't.
Okay, it should be there by the end of the week. So make sure you post on our team page once you get it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So who wants to give a tip? Who here has gotten a successful booking as a new consultant and wants to give their word choices? What was the easiest thing to say?
I guess for my friend that I got for my first booking from her, and it sort of helped me, was that she already knew about Pampered Chef, that her mother gets Pampered Chef items and she wants to get some Pampered Chef items. So that was the easiest, and I hadn't even signed up yet.
Okay.
It was just happened just last week.
Awesome. And Monica, what about you? I know you've already done some shows in your first 30 days. So what were the best word choices you found to ask maybe a close friend to help you get started?
I would say just host rewards with Pampered Chef is so abundant. So just really look to those tools. At my one party that I had that was super successful, everybody wrote down on the back of their cards, what they were interested in. and just playing into the host rewards as far as what products they were interested in, helps a lot.
Okay. And so I know you're good with words. So what would you say? Say they really wanted the grill pan. What would you say to help get them dated on your calendar?
So if they really wanted the grill pan to people, and I called them and whoever, like, you weren't interested in paying the full amount for that. If you're interested, we can just be friends together and have a good time and get it 60% off. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Awesome. I love it. Okay, and
I like
Lauren,
it.
what about you? I know since we talked on the very first call, you added several shows to your calendar too. Was it all close friends and family, or were there kind of acquaintances that you didn't know as well?
Mine was a lot of friends and family who I knew would be interested in doing it. But I did have someone reach out to me about wanting to do a party, which was pretty it was nervous because, I was like, oh, I don't know who this person is. But I actually got her to book a party beginning of March. So we're going through the process of getting her the catalogs and the invites so that way we can get everything together. So.
Awesome. Okay. And so what did you say to her to just help get her dated on your calendar?
I definitely threw out just a few dates to kind of get a feel of if she wanted to do beginning of March or towards the end of March to kind of see what her calendar was like. She did get back to me saying the beginning of March worked for her. So, I gave her the weekend, Saturday, Sunday dates. And I said, what time works? And I gave her time, and she was really easygoing about it. So that really helped too.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. And the one thing to keep in mind too is it's not a booking until it's dated on your calendar. So when you have people to contact, those are leads, and then they're bookings once they turn into actual dates on your calendar. And that goes for the live cooking shows and the virtual shows as well. And the one thing I noticed with what Lauren said is knowing your dates too. And that's really important through, again, all aspects of your business, whether you're new or you've been a seasoned consultant for a long time, is having your dates marked out at least 30 to 60 days of get your personal commitments on your calendar and mark off the dates that you can do shows. And I will tell you from personal experience that at a show, or even if you're in the heat of the moment during a virtual party and somebody's like, hey, can I do March 17th? And you're like, oh my gosh, I got a booking. It's awesome. But then you start kind of setting it up and you're like, wait, I can't do that. I have dinner with so-and-so. So that organized step of making sure you have your personal commitments on your calendar so you don't double book yourself, because it's a lot harder to backtrack and then go, oh, sorry, I can't do that date. Let's pick something else, than just to start with dates that work right at the beginning. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, awesome. And then the other thing that I heard Lauren say that's really a good key point is to give them a couple dates. So ask questions that are yes or no, or either or answers. So it might be, which works better for you, a weeknight or a weekend? Which works better for you, a Saturday or a Sunday, depending on what you have open and available. And then once they tell you which one, you offer them 2 to 3 dates at the max. When you tell people I can do any weekend, it's actually a lot harder to get them dated on your calendar than when you tell them I can do the 17th or 18th, which one works for you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who here has had somebody who wants to book a party, but then they say something like, well, I've got to check my calendar, or I need to ask my friends, or I'll get back to you. Anyone had that happen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who here has a good response to that?
Set a date to follow up.
Awesome. I love that. And then write it down. So if you're face to face, let them see you write it down so they know you're going to be following up, and then make sure that you follow up when you said you were going to. Anyone else have any ideas? And Angela, do you know you're muted?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
When it comes to people, sorry, what was the question again?
If somebody says, well, I want to have a party, or I'm interested in having a party, but I need to check with my friends.
So instead of, I'd say, let's pick a date that works for you and I tentatively. We'll pencil it in on my calendar So at least I have a spot reserved for you before that month happens and we're freaking out because we wanted you to get the special that month. And then I'll say, we'll pencil it in, and then I'll just send you a quick text, or you can call me either way, and we'll just confirm that date works for you once you get home and you check with your friends and check your calendar. Is that a good idea?
Perfect. I love
I
it.
like it.
I love it. And the other thing that I like to say, if they want to check with their friends, is it's so much easier to ask your friends if they're available on March 17th than it is to say, do you want to come to a Pampered Chef party? Then you and I pick a date. Then you have to go back and ask them all if they're available. You know, that's a lot of back and forth. So it's a lot easier if you just go to your friends and say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I just heard about the Pampered Chef Grill Pan at Rock Crock. You guys are going to love it. Would the March 17th work for you? And if they start getting, you know, their mom can't come, their sister can't come, kind of their core friends, we can reschedule. But let them know also that right off the bat, they're going to get some no's. So it's normal that you'll never pick a date everybody can come to. Because again, I've had people go back and forth trying to juggle dates to fit a ton of friends. And then as we move it around, they lose other friends. So you're never going to get a date everybody can come to. Let's pick the one that works best for you. You can check with your top 5 friends, like your mom, your sister, your best friend. Make sure that date's good for them. And if it is, we'll just run with it. Does that help?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone have any questions?
I do. It's not about bookings, but it's about the training.
Okay.
Is there for like closing parties and like that? Is there like a tutorial on it, or how does all that, or how do you get to your website? I have a lot of questions about that since I just signed up.
Okay. Yeah. Some of those Max are going to be able to help you with because she's already done a lot of shows. So she can kind of help you navigate the website and things like that. But there is training on that. So when you log into Consultants Corner as a consultant, there's training for both doing shows on the website and then also closing shows on the app. So who here has taken the training? Any of those trainings on how to do shows or how to do?
I have, because when I had my first party, I was stumped on how to, I know this sounds so dumb now that everyone's done it, but I was stumped on how to change it from shipping to the host to shipping to the guest. And there's a little thing at the top when you're in each of your show carts. There's a little thing that says training available and training resource available, I think. And if you click on that, it says, oh, this is how you do this and this is how you do that. So I found that very helpful, that I'm sitting there at a party going, how do I change this? And I went to that real fast and was able to find out. Awesome. So those are very they're in convenient spots too. It's not just you go to a training section, but on each page there's this little thing that says, hey, we have training about this, so that you can go to it right then and there.
And where's this at?
When you have a show and you're looking in the cart, there's a little link that says training available. So once you get in there, I think you'll find it very easy to navigate that and see that there are help sources available right there from the page.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris. And then, yes, if you haven't logged into your website yet, reach out to Mac, or you can contact Pampered Chef and have them help you get logged in. And then from there, you'll be able to find some of those different little trainings that Chris was talking about. So thank you for sharing that. Awesome. Okay. So who here, I think I heard almost everyone say they wanted more March parties. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How many more would you like?
I want 2
4.
to start.
I think Monica said 4. Chris said 2. What did you say, Maddie?
4.
4. Lauren?
At least 2 or 3 more.
2 or 3 more. Charis?
I'm good with the one that I have. I'm going from there right now.
Awesome.
I'm taking it slow.
Awesome. That's fine. And Angela, what about you?
I actually would like one more. I have 7.
Okay, awesome. And my goal is 5 more. So we all have some work to do, but we're only halfway done. Well, February is a short month, but still, it's only the 15th of the month. So there's still plenty of time to add March shows. Now, who has people to contact?
I do.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Anyone not have somebody to contact? Okay. So then it's just a matter of when are you going to contact people? Have you set it aside in your calendar when you're going to reach out to people and be excited about the new catalog, be excited about those new products you mentioned that are coming out? Have you already planned the time for that?
I have not planned on a time. I need to look at my calendar and see when I can do that.
Okay. Anyone have it on their calendar?
Kind of.
Kind of. When are you going to do it, Lauren?
Well, the one I definitely need to get with is my mom. I just need to figure out. I just need to show up at her house and just say, okay, when are we doing this? So
Okay.
it's a matter of me finding the time to just show up. you
Okay.
know? So
Okay. And will your mom book better if you're there in person?
probably just because I can see what her calendar looks like compared to mine, and
Okay.
kind of do it that way.
Okay. And do you have a host packet ready and made up for?
Yes. Yeah.
So one tip I heard years and years ago as a newer consultant, and I thought it was silly, but over the 10 years since, I found it to be true, is to make sure you have your host packets made up for the number of shows that you want to do in a month, and you will be more likely to fill all those dates. And I thought that's the silliest thing I ever heard when I originally heard it in the training, but I've proven that to be very true. If I know I need 10 more shows, then I'll have 10 host packets ready to make up. And there's just something about being prepared that mentally pushes you to get the job done, because it's not like, oh, I got a booking, now I have to rush around and get ready. It's like, oh, I got a booking and it's ready to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So everybody should have gotten new catalogs. I know you're waiting on your kit altogether, but does everybody else have new spring catalogs?
Yep.
And have you made up packets with them?
Nope.
Okay. So let's make sure that we get that on the calendar and then work on when we're going to contact people. And Chris, I know you said you still need to figure out the time to contact people. How long do you think you need to set aside for something like that?
Well, because I don't handle rejection well, I would say that I would break it up into a couple of days.
Okay.
And maybe a half hour to an hour each time, because I don't want to sit there and get discouraged. So I'd rather make it a small amount of time and then just say, okay, that didn't go so well, I can move on. Or I can say, hey, that went great, I'm going to try to do it again next time.
Okay. Awesome. And so when you look at your calendar and you plan pockets of time where you've got 30 minutes to an hour, one of the trainings that we've talked about, well, I don't know that you guys have done it, but it's called like a power hour. But if you only have 30 minutes, you can break it down to a 30-minute window where instead of being like 15-minute segments, you're just doing 3 minutes of 10-minute segments. So it might look something like the first 10 minutes of your 30-minute window, you just put together a couple of host packets because that's productive and it feels successful. And you're like, okay, that's done. I checked something off my list. And then the next 10 to 15 minutes, you are going to call people. So the prep work before that 30-minute timer starts would be to know who you're going to call, which you all said you have people to reach out to. You know what those specials are. You're excited about next month. So once you have all that, it's just a matter of reaching out to people. And if you know that you are worried about hearing a no, or you don't handle rejection well, that's normal. Who here else feels that way?
I do.
Okay. And Chris, I don't know if you can see us. So everybody said yes, just so you know, you're not alone with that.
Okay.
So what are some things you've done when you've gotten a no that was hard to take to make you feel better, to jump back on to reaching out to somebody else?
Well, I've gotten a couple of no, not now, or no, I don't want to have a party, but I'll come to a party. So I've just kind of written them down in the maybe pile and just kind of moved on and said, okay, I'll come back to them. I know a lot of people were when they look at whether or not they want to have a party, they seem to be thinking about the host rewards, especially with the January thing. A lot of people are like, well, if that ever happens again with the double rewards, I'll have one then. So I've got, several people that I'm going to contact when that happens again and say, hey, it's time.
Okay.
Let's schedule something. So.
Okay. Awesome.
Are there any graphics for the hostess rewards?
Yes, and I was going to try to screen share here. Let's see if I can do it easily.
While you're doing that really quick, Chris, just so that you know, this is Angela, sorry.
Yeah.
Those people that say, well, let me know when you're doing double free. Say they're doing double free because they want the grill pan.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's probably one of the easiest ways to get that for free. You could contact them and say, I know it's not double free yet, but I have a whole new collection of new products for you. And one of the things that's on special in March is actually a grill pan. So have you thought any more about having a party? And I'd love to do even a smaller one in March for you if you'd like. And then when it's double free again, we can do a second one. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds great. You make it sound so easy, Angela.
Well, but in all honesty, there's no reason why you can't have a small gathering with your close friends now as a practice and make you feel more confident in it. And
Right.
We're going to help you get that grill pan at 60% off. Then when it is double free again, then you'll have a practice and realize how much fun. And those people will all want to come back. And you can invite more people because you'll feel better about it. Is that good?
Yeah, I love that. That sounds great.
Awesome. Okay. And that's why I was having trouble getting logged in, as I was trying to set up the graphics to screen share and not able to get logged in for some reason. So we'll have to do that another time because we've got 1 minute left and I want to stick to our 30-minute window. So two things really quick. One is when you're in the app, if you don't have the tab handy, that's always a easy way to find some of the stuff you're looking for. And at the top, there's a button on the right-hand side that says News. And then when you get to that, it does, and I know you can't see screen to screen, but it does show you host and guest specials for the upcoming months. So that is a quick and easy way to find that. And then the second thing, and again, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on my phone or not, but we're starting a new little program because a lot of this training we're offering that you guys have been joining in is new as of this year. So Angela and Misty and I had talked about how do we keep up with who's done, this is call number 1 with the bookings, and who's done the Facebook training without us losing our minds trying to figure out who's done what. And without you guys thinking, okay, what did I do and what did I not do? Because we don't want you to miss out on some of this really awesome training because there's a lot of great stuff that's new this year. So what we came up with is a digital punch card. And so I'm going to message it to each one of you that were on the call today. And then you just, and I'll go ahead and cross off today's call. But then every time you do the Facebook training or one of these calls, you message it back to me and I'll put like a check mark or a sticker for call 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's 4 of these Zoom calls. And you can keep joining in after the 4 times. That's fine. They rotate. And then there's 3 Facebook trainings. So you just send this to me after you've been on it because the Facebook trainings, you let me know you did them. The calls again, and then once it's filled out, you get a gift at the end. Does that sound exciting?
Yeah.
Sound easier to keep track of what you're doing?
It does.
Okay. So I was hoping you guys would like this. If you have any feedback about it, message me because this is something we just came up with in the last week. So I do want your honest feedback. Like, is this helpful? Is it not helpful? Is it motivating to see like, okay, I checked off box number 1, or is it not helpful? The more feedback we get from you, the better we can tailor this to work for our team. Okay?
Okay.
Other questions? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. Everybody have a great rest of your day. And then feel free, if you have more questions, to comment on our team page. Have a great day.
All right.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you.
Bye.